Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really exciting episode for you guys. I have my friend Leslie here. She has her own business called Naughty Interiors, and today she is going to be showing us how to build a Christmas tree box. Specifically a shiplap Christmas tree box.
Who doesn't love shiplap, right?
I mean, I definitely love shiplap. And I get so many questions about my living room wall, my faux fireplace, and all of the shelves and the shiplap back there. Well, this is the lady who brought my vision to life. I basically came to her with my Pinterest board of ideas, and she was able to build it all herself from scratch and bring it to life. So she is definitely an expert. I have said on here so many times, I don't know what I'm doing with woodworking things. So if you feel the same way, she is gonna take us through it step by step and show us how it's done.
We can do it with just a few basics. You really can transform something super, super simple.
All right, let's jump into it.
All right.
Show us how to do this.
All right, we're gonna make a simple tree box that'll go around the base of your tree stand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The base of your tree?
Yeah.
And so we're gonna make a very simple little shiplapped kind of tray, and then we're gonna connect them all together.
Perfect, so there's gonna be 3 sides?
Yes, so if you're like us, we already have our trees set up and we still want to be able to put a decorative box at the base of it. We're not going to lift the whole tree or ask our poor husbands to take it apart again, right? To be able to slide it underneath. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a 3-sided box, and then it literally just slides right over it. Absolutely. Now, if you know you're going to be able to put it together ahead of time, you can set up the 4-square box first, put your stand inside, and then put your tree up after that.
I think the 3 sides is going to be a lot easier.
And most of us have them up against like a wall or a corner
so you
or
can't
something.
Even see that.
You can't even see it. And once you cover it with presents, you'll never know.
True. True.
All right, so this is super simple. If you go to your local hardware store, Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you shop, they're going to have long boards that are called 1-bys. And it essentially means the thickness depending on how long you want to get a board. They come in 6-foot lengths. 8-foot lengths is usually the most practical.
Okay.
You can even find them 12-foot, 16-foot. So you're going to want to measure how wide your tree stand is. You're going to want to add at least 1 inch to that to give you just enough wiggle room, so that you can slide it on without kind of wiggling it in really tight. And then you can measure all the lengths, all the inches that you need, and get the longest length, and then have them cut. If you are really sweet when you go into Home Depot, sometimes they'll cut your boards for you. If not, a very simple saw like a hand saw or a jigsaw would be able to cut the lengths you need. And because we're adding trim pieces to the side, they don't have to be exactly perfect.
Oh, nice.
So that's the beauty of it. And sand them down, you'll never even know.
Perfect.
So,
I mean,
all right.
That's why I like to decorate with a lot of rustic decor.
Go distressed.
You can just rustic. I mean, rustic is the reason for all of my errors.
Absolutely.
It's just rustic.
It's rustic. It's natural. It adds character,
It
right?
does. There's so much character around here.
So true. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with just the 3 little sides. And essentially, this is the look we want on the front, right? And this works easy and perfect. You can nail it right into the front, but we're actually going to flip it over and build it from the back side so we can hide those nail holes.
So this is the front.
This would be the front
would be
here.
the front.
Yep,
Okay.
but we're going to take these pieces and now build it kind of upside down.
Makes sense.
So these are pre-sanded, so you can tell the side. You see, feel the difference. All right, so we are going to line the first one up flush, which means they match on the sides. And our focus is just the one right now, so we can get them all lined up here. And then we're going to take our nail gun.
Ah.
I love it. It's actually not too bad. All right, and I'm going to put 1 extra one to make sure. So there is one side. All right, now the other side is not going to be flush. So one side is always flush, and then the other side we want what's called a little bit of a reveal. And that's because we want our 2 pieces to lock into each other, and I'll show you. So here we have a flush side and a not flush side, and then these 2 are gonna lock in together just like a little puzzle.
Oh,
Isn't that cool?
that's awesome.
And the biggest thing is we want to hide this raw edge.
Okay.
So by locking them together, we do that. All right, so in order to know how much I need on this edge, I'm gonna just use an extra little piece and I'm gonna tuck it down in here, and now I want this flush because then that's gonna give me just the right amount over the side. So then I know.
Perfect.
Then you can hold them steady. Here comes the nail gun. Perfect. All right, Jess, so a question I get a lot of the times is how do you choose the right nail length?
Yeah.
Because honestly, this could have shot right through and we would have stapled it to the
my
table.
God.
It's happened before.
This is what makes me nervous about power tools.
So if you use a tape measure and you're savvy with one and read all the little bitty marks, you'll be fine. But if you say, I really don't know, just hold your nail actually up to the side and you'll be able to tell it's not going to go through it. I mean, if we had one that was much longer, we'd know that it would.
For sure.
So anyways, you can always just hold your nail up. It's foolproof, and then you'll know it's going to do just fine.
All right, so I'm going to try to do this one. I am a little intimidated, but Leslie says it's not so bad.
You could do it.
And I'm just using reading glasses for eye protection. Make sure you put on sunglasses, reading glasses, or actual eye protection. That's very important when operating power tools.
And the only tip I gave her for the nail gun was make sure it was pointing down before she shoots. I think that's the only one we really need, right?
Seems simple enough.
Got it. Got it.
All right.
All right, so yeah, we'll line up this side so it's flush. Super simple.
Okay. I feel like I'm building with Jenga pieces.
Yes, that's it. Okay, you're ready to go.
Ready. Okay.
Yeah, just
so
hold it
with my hand. Push down and shoot. That little, it kind of shoots out air, doesn't it?
It does. You might be feeling it a little bit, yeah. Very cool.
There
All
we
right.
go. Simple. So I just put 2 in each.
2 in each
board.
one. The reason why you do 2 is that if it only has like one piece in there, this whole piece could actually swivel and shift on you, where if you put 2, it actually locks it in and there's not much wiggle room. Ideally, if you want something to be super sturdy and last for a really, really long time, you're gonna wanna put a bead of glue on there. Any standard wood glue, I've seen people use a hot glue gun.
I definitely have a hot glue gun. Okay.
Most of us have a hot glue gun. If not, you can get a little bottle of wood glue.
Okay.
And we joke that nails actually are only to hold it together until your glue dries. Yeah. So yes. Okay. So then let's do the other side. We're gonna put our little reveal block on there. I'm gonna eyeball it. We don't even need a tape measure. Look at us go.
Okay. So
Any DIYer is a good eyeballer, right?
for sure.
Awesome.
That was actually very satisfying.
Wasn't it? You feel like, yeah. All right, so now that we have our 2 panels for our example process, this is why, again, we do that reveal on this side so we can just attach them together. And one of 2 ways to attach. We have a nail gun. We might want to switch out and get longer nails, but you can shoot them right in and just hold this together. Or if we want something that can definitely be taken apart and stored a little easier over the seasons, we can use L brackets. And they're literally shaped like a letter L. And these you just need a little screw that usually comes in the packet, and you can put one at the top and one down at the bottom. Slipping on us. One down at the bottom, hold them together, screw it in, and then you can take it apart at the end of the season. Perfect. But when it's cute, you can use it also all year long, and maybe put some other faux silk plants or something in it.
I like that. I like that idea. All right, so that is it. We are gonna paint it, but it came together so quick.
So simple.
I mean, if you didn't have to explain to me how to use the drill gun and talk me through it, it would have came together in what, like 10 minutes?
Not even, yeah. I mean, once you have your size and your pieces cut, it's literally just click them all together, attach them, and your project's like set.
So now we're gonna paint them white, and Leslie came prepared. She built out another one of these and pre-painted it. So we are gonna learn together from Leslie how to distress it.
Yeah, so there are so many different ways to distress, so let's get to painting.
Okay.
All right, so we have our panels here. They're already slightly white, and I say slightly white because you can still see a little bit of the wood grain, which I like. You can obviously paint them a solid color too.
It's the rustic look.
It's a rustic look. And we're using little foam brushes. You can use any kind of bristle brush.
Bristle brush.
Yeah, bristle.
That's a tongue twister.
A bristle brush. Or anything you want. And then we're just gonna lightly dab them in the paint. The less paint, the better. Now,
is this just a plain black?
This is an oops paint, so we actually don't know what it is,
Oh.
but it's mostly black. So we're using a mostly black. If you have like an accent color in your house and you wanted to accent whatever you're doing, you could.
That's a good idea.
So for what we're doing here, distressing will work perfectly fine, just like this. Another way to do it is to stain your actual piece and then use sandpaper to chip away the edges, and then that would distress down to the color that's underneath. Some people can do that if they're already painting like an antique piece. But if not, we're just making up our own distressing.
So we're basically just gonna do like the edges and the corners.
Correct. Think about where a piece would naturally get bumped and nicked over the years, and then we're just gonna hit some of those high points. So we're just very, very lightly touching. It's always safer to do less paint. You can always add more paint if you need it, right?
I learned that the hard way.
Oh man, haven't we all? And then we're like, maybe I do want it solid. So yeah, if you know which side is gonna be your top side, you can hit those edges.
Oh, I like how this is looking.
Isn't it cute? Again, just a little tiny bit of paint. And then I like to put a little dirt in the corners, I call it.
Yeah.
Because you can dab them in there.
I think I put too much dirt on this one.
That's okay. That one will go in the back of the tree, right? On the side.
This one's real dirty.
We have 4 tries to get the one in the front. So we always start at the back of the tree. Stinking cute, girlie.
So cute. So Farmhouse. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for showing me how to build that. It was really simple. I'm surprised at how simple it really was, and it turned out so cute. And how much do you think we spent on this overall?
You could probably spend around $15, $20.
$15, $20.
It depends on the length of wood that you need, but other than that,
That's awesome. So this was so much fun. I think we should continue this thing. We can try to do
this
more
again, right?
Totally do it again. Let us know if there's any projects on your list or anything that you want to see. Maybe Leslie can teach us how to do it.
We'll be the total guinea pigs. We'll try it out first.
Exactly. And we can have maybe a little series of this or something like that. That might be fun. Maybe we can build another fireplace for people to see.
Let's do it. Who wants a fireplace?
We'll just build out a whole wall.
We just need a blank wall. That's really all we need.
Exactly. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I know I sure did. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let us know your feedback on this. Did you find it helpful? Do you want to see more videos like this? We would love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Oh my
this
gosh,
was fun.
thanks for coming. This was so much fun.
My pleasure.
All right, guys, I will see you in my next one.